game of the regular season here, hard-fought win for the Griffs. This really seemed like it had a real playoff atmosphere tonight.
Yeah, of course. We know Milwaukee is a very good team, so we know before the game it will be a playoff hockey game. So yeah, I think we battled hard and, of course, nice comeback.
Did you guys know what was going on with Rockford and Chicago, or were you guys kind of just focused what was going on?
Now we know after the second that we needed a win. So yeah, I think the boys did a good job.
What are some things that you're taking from this game, knowing that how good Milwaukee is? They're the division champs. That game stuff from this game that you can take into the playoffs against Rockford.
Like how hard it is. Like it's such a battle every shift. So I think this was a good test for us to next weekend.
You guys got out to a really quick start. It seemed like you guys had a lot of good chances, but nothing was falling. How do you guys kind of get over that frustration and keep pushing on to get to where you got in the end of the win?
I don't know. I don't think we had so much frustration because we missed some pretty good chances, but you just keep working and keep battling and battle 60 minutes, I guess.
Obviously, you've played Rockford 12 times this year already. The last game, it seemed like a couple of their guys tried to take some liberties with you there. What are some things that you're going to prepare on personally to kind of combat their physicality?
I don't know. Maybe try to be a little more calm for those games. I know it will be a hard game, so hopefully we can match that.
Excitement for the playoffs, so in general, first time in pro hockey over here?
Yeah, of course, and for the fans too. Like I think it was a couple years ago that we had a playoffs hockey here, so I'm excited for the fans too.
Yeah, about an average of 7,600 fans in attendance all year long. How excited are you to be able to bring the Calder Cup playoffs back here to Grand Rapids?
Yeah, of course, it's a big thing. A lot of the talk inside the locker room is too how exciting we are to bring the playoffs back to Grand Rapids. So we know we have a really good fan base. So yeah, we're very happy for them.
When you're playing a top team like Milwaukee, and you're getting shots on net but nothing's going through, is there anything being preached? Just keep grinding.
I think just keep grinding, like you said. Like those playoffs games, it's 1-2 goals. So I think it's the most important thing is to have a good defense, and I think we showed that today. That we are hard to play against. So yeah.
Big win for this team today, Kosa. Not just a win over the division champs in Milwaukee, but also ensuring that second seed here in the playoffs. How did it feel to get the win today?
Yeah, awesome. Obviously knew going into the game that we were fighting for home ice and got what we wanted and feels good.
Obviously, when you're playing against a team like Milwaukee and you guys got up to a good jump, they really started to push the play in that second period. What were some things that you were seeing what the Admirals were doing?
I mean, yeah, overall, they're usually really good at, getting bodies in front of the net, and that's kind of their game plan. If they're not on their power play and taking 1-Ts, it's a lot low to high, and shooting for tips, and just looking to get some rebounds there. So, I thought our D did a really good job tonight of fronting pucks, getting early box outs, and tangling up sticks there in front of the net to make my life a lot easier.
With Rockford getting a win in overtime, the team just needed a point in this game to get out of the second seed. It seemed like that last little bit in the third period, Milwaukee really started to push there, and you had to come up with some big saves. You seemed pretty comfortable doing it, though.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, like you said, big game. Knew our fate after the second period. We needed to win here, so obviously, it's getting to playoff time. That was a playoff period, so obviously not nervous or anything. Obviously, excited for the moment, and definitely felt comfortable in there.
How big does a win like this for you guys going into the playoffs, like momentum-wise, just getting the job done in overtime?
Yeah, big. Especially last game of regular season in front of the fans. They did a great job turning out today, and they definitely gave us the energy later in the game. And not easy for Milwaukee either. Traveling last night and getting here pretty late, 5 o'clock game. But I think those last 20 minutes, if we play like that as a team every time, we're gonna be in good shape.
For sure. And obviously, you talk about the fans and how good they've been here in the playoffs. I've been here for a while. They show up usually. Are you excited to play in front of them in a full house here at the Van?
Oh yeah, for sure. This rink gets rocking when we got a lot of people, so definitely really excited.
How does any of your preparation change as you head into the playoffs? Anything different at all?
No. Take game by game, shot by shot for me personally. Feeling good about my game, and just got to continue to replicate what I've been doing recently.
Do you feel like your playoff experience in the Western League is going to kind of translate how you prepare for these games here in the American League?
Yeah, a little bit, I think. Obviously, only got one season there in the Western League, and obviously last year in Sligo there for my first pro kind of playoffs. But, like you said, first playoffs for me here. It's going to take, maybe hopefully only 10 minutes to, kind of get adjusted to the pace and the speed and and the intensity of playoffs here, and go from there.
You did start bulk of the games against Rockford this season. What were some things that you saw from their attack that you're going to try to look for when you guys get going on Saturday?
Yeah, obviously, they got a skilled group up front. A lot of low to high, guys behind the net, right to the honey hole. A lot of shots with screens in front too. Balanced attack, good power play. So going to be ready for that.
When you think back on this in odd some years, how are you going to remember this season, this regular season?
Hopefully you can ask me that in a couple months, and I'll give you a different answer. But regular season went good. Obviously, some adversity as the year went on, but I think it was good to kind of get used to the league, get used to the travel, get used to the competition, and for me personally, it's been a great year, and just gonna continue to try and build on that in playoffs.
Rookie year coming in, now Grand Rapids is back in the playoff spot. What does that mean to you?
It's where we want to be. It doesn't really matter what happened in the past, but with the group of guys that are in this dressing room, and we've done a great job all year, fighting with adversity. Like I said, kind of around Christmas, the guys, we really turned it around, and we've deserved it. And, a lot of hard work to go, but I feel confident in the group for sure.
First question, Coach, did you kind of know what was going on with the Rockford-Chicago game, or are you kind of just trying to keep the guys here focused on what you have to do here?
No, we knew before going out for the third period what Rockford did and what was at stake. So we used a little bit of motivation, a little bit of fuel for that third period, and happy our guys got the job done.
A really good start for the team too. In the third period, though, when the guys were down 1-0, it seemed like they really started to press really hard, and that's what led to the game.
Well, yeah, something big was at stake. Home ice it's big here. It's big in any league you play in for playoffs. So whenever you can get it, you want it. And so our guys, they dug in and able to score the power play goal, nice overtime goal, just to make sure that we got the 2 points. We didn't have to rely on any tiebreakers or anything like that.
You mentioned home ice, but you guys have to go to Rockford first. How do you feel about that? Obviously you get the most of the games in the series.
Home ice is the final one. It's game 5. If it gets to game 5, that's what it's all about. Is I've been enough game 5s and game 7s in my career that knowing that last game matters. And so to know that potentially a game 5 could be here on a Friday night would be really exciting. And that's what you work hard for. And again, starting on the road, you got to win on the road in the playoffs no matter what. Obviously, getting that home ice, if you can win all 3 at home, you're set. But it's going to be a tough series, and looking forward to it.
Obviously, that game-wise, just going back to the game itself, you guys had a lot of good chances early. Weren't getting anything to get to the back of the net, but players kept going. You guys tied up the third and win. How much does that say about you guys' team? They're able to grind through games like that and still find a way to win.
Yeah, I think with our group, been pretty resilient over the entire course of the season. A lot of comeback wins, trailing. I think that's 8 now, trailing going into the third period. A team that doesn't quit, and that's what you need. You need guys to build that resiliency, be able to handle adversity. I thought our guys did a good job managing it, but it's still pressing, still making sure we're doing the right things as best we could.
For sure, having guys like Evanson back and stuff like that on this team that were up with the Red Wings, Zarnik, who scored tonight. When you guys get those guys back, how valuable is that? I know they didn't make the playoffs at that level, but they still were pushing for it, and it was tough. How valuable is it to have those guys back?
Well, they're still playing with that intensity down the stretch with the Red Wings, and I think they can bring that and share those experiences with our guys here. And just, again, those guys, if they're getting called up to the NHL, they're elite at this level. And so they're a huge part of this team. They've been here for majority of the year, and we need guys like that to step up and be big players for us.
We saw Derek Lalonde kind of walking around the arena today. You guys got to work together in Toledo. How are you feeling about the Walleye doing well against Kalamazoo?
No, it's good. I've watched last night. I was able to watch the full game and check in on everything else, but obviously want them to do well. Want them to win. They're up 2-0 in their series, and wish them nothing but the best moving forward. But I'll be keeping close tabs on them too.
Obviously, going back here to this Rockford series, you played them 12 times, and you might play them 5 more times here. Obviously, you're very familiar with this team. What are some things you're looking for at the Ice Hogs?
Well, I think they play fast. They've got a ton of skill up front. They make you pay on any type of turnover, so puck management is going to be critical. Just, again, a very solid, well-balanced team. They've been together now for a couple months and playing high-level hockey for a long time. So we're going to have to be on our toes and be sharp come Saturday night.
You've
got a lot of guys that have a lot of experience on this roster in the AHL in one form or another, but nobody's played a playoff hockey game here at Grand Rapids in quite some time. How do you go into preparing the guys for what that's going to be like here, taking the ice the first time in Grand Rapids?
We'll have messages as coaching, and the coaching staff will share those with the guys, but I think it's important for the players that have been in playoffs. You know, you look at Brogan Rafferty, Game 7 of the finals last year. Josiah Didier's won a championship. Joel Lesperance has been to the finals with Texas. There's a lot of guys in this room that have experience. Brian Lashoff's won 2 cups here in Grand Rapids, know how special it can be. So we really want as our players to share those experiences, let our players who haven't been in playoffs know how hard it is. You know, I think it's important for the team to talk, the players to talk, and we'll have our messages. We'll be dialed in terms of what we want as coaching staff, but you know, players sharing their stories is going to be really, really important.
First year behind the bench for you, and the Griffins are returning to the playoffs. What does that mean for you?
Well, again, it's when you're hired and you get the opportunity to do an unbelievable job and have this type of job here with the Original Six franchise with Detroit, being in charge of all the young prospects. It's important. You know, we want these young guys and the older guys here to have the ability to hopefully win a championship. And the only way to do it is get in. And so for the work that these guys, our players, have put in, that's what's impressed me the most, is some of the adversity, some of the challenges they've been faced with. You know, they've come through, and as a coach, that's all we can ask for, is for them to get better, handle these challenges head on, be positive with each other, and I think we have got a good group, and I think that's the most thing, the proudest thing that I'm you know, thankful for this job, is the way this group's come together.
How wild of a ride has it been since Christmas, when things really kicked off for this team, and now winning overtime in the final game before playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, again, you look back before Christmas, we had those 4 games against Texas. I think that's when we saw what we could be. Now it's putting it all together, and I really do think, again, I give the guys a ton of credit for it. The chemistry, the culture, the players, they're the ones that make sure it comes to life every day. We set the foundations, we set the structure, and then they bring it to life, and it's on our guys. You know, they did a really good job to push hard. The 18-game point streak, that's not easy to do. Credit goes to them for the work that they've put in. So it's been fun to watch, certainly has been. It's been fun to work with the guys, but I'm really excited for the real season to start here.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
You mentioned, sorry, last one for me. You mentioned when we first were hired that it was important for this team to be able to both develop players but also win games as well. Mm-hmm. How much do you think this playoff experience is going to be important for the Red Wings prospects?
Well, it's huge. There's pressure. You know, there's going to be a lot of adversity. No matter how many games you play, there's a ton of adversity you have to battle through. You've got to be prepared to raise your game to another level. All expectations also go up. So again, the more these guys play, the more hockey they play in these types of pressure situations. Today was a pressure situation, that third period, and our guys came through. You know, they can gain valuable experience with that.